Hello and welcome to Manika IS. Today we are going to see the current affairs through MCQs for the 3 days, that is 28th, 29th and 30th of December. So here we have chosen at least 3 to 4 topics and around 12 to 13 questions are there. So let's get started. The process remains the same. You look at the question, think about it, and then try to check by yourself what is your answer and the explanation. Let's go. The first topic which appeared in the newspaper was regarding accountability of the judges. So here are a few questions regarding it. Consider the following statements regarding the removal of judges in India. Number one, the president can issue a removal order for the judge only after an address by the parliament is presented to him. The grounds for the removal of judges are proved misbehavior or incapacity. The third statement says the removal motion requires a simple majority in both houses of parliament, that is Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. So it is here not through simple majority, but the first statement, the president can issue a removal order for the judge only after an address by the parliament is presented to him. That is a correct statement. The second statement is also correct. The grounds for the removal of judges are proved misbehavior or incapacity. Right. The third statement is correct. So only 1 and 2. So the removal motion requires a special majority, not a simple majority, as mentioned, in both the houses, that is Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, supported by a majority of total membership of 2/3 of the members present and voting. Okay. So the question that the thing that you have to keep in mind here is regarding removal of judges in higher judiciary. And what is higher judiciary? Higher judiciary is consisted of both Supreme Court and High Court. The subordinate courts are not included in higher judiciary. The second question related to the same topic is, which of the following statements is correct about the Judges Inquiry Act 1968? A motion for the removal can be initiated by 100 members in Lok Sabha or 50 members in the Rajya Sabha. The Speaker or Chairman, Speaker in case of Lok Sabha and the Chairman in case of Rajya Sabha, has the discretion to admit or reject the removal motion. Once admitted, a 3-member committee is formed to investigate the charges. Select the correct answer from the codes given below. Here, all the 3 statements are correct, right? And the basic logic that you can use, that the number of members, the number of legislatures in Lok Sabha is more, right, as compared to Rajya Sabha. So the number is more for Lok Sabha and relatively less for Rajya Sabha. Is not proportionate, but by and large it serves the purpose. So in this question, all the 3 statements are correct and describes the provisions as per the Judges Inquiry Act. Okay, so C is the correct answer. The third question is, which of the following are members of the 3-member committee constituted to investigate charges against a judge of a Supreme Court or a Chief Justice of India, a Chief Justice of a High Court, a distinguished jurist? The correct answer is 1, 2, 3. Here all the 3 are members of the committee that is formed in order to act as a court to look into the matter that has been in under subject. Which are the 2 major conditions which we looked in question number 1? Number 1 is proved misbehavior, the second is incapacity, right? The committee consists of Supreme Court judge or Chief Justice of Supreme Court, a High Court Chief Justice and a distinguished jurist, right? Next question, which of the following are considered valid grounds for the removal of a judge under the Constitution of India? Proved misbehavior, proved corruption, incapacity. Actually, it's not proved corruption. The thing that has been mentioned in Constitution of India is basically the 2 provisions. Number 1 is proved misbehavior and the second is incapacity. Proved corruption can be said to be a part of proved misbehavior, but not as such mentioned in the Constitution. So here 1 is not correct. In that way we can eliminate. 2 and 3 is the correct answer. B, 2 and 3. The Constitution of India explicitly mentions proved misbehavior and incapacity as grounds for removal. Corruption can fall under misbehavior but is not separately stated, right? So you have to be smart. Although if you want to extrapolate, we might feel that proved corruption can be a point under proved misbehavior, but as such, it is not mentioned in Constitution, right? The next question is, which of the following is true about the voting requirement for an impeachment motion in Parliament of the same topic, that is impeachment against the judges, right? It requires a majority of total membership of each house, that is Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. The second statement, it requires a two-third majority of members present and voting. So here both the statements are correct. What is the kind of voting that is required in order to impeach Supreme Court and a High Court judge, which we also call as the higher judiciary? It's the two-third majority of the members present and voting in both the houses, right? The only thing that you want to kind of consider, the word impeach has not been mentioned in the Constitution for the removal of judges, but only in case of president under Article 61 of the Constitution of India. The word impeachment is only related to president and not related to Supreme Court judges and High Court judges, right? But in general, we use this term, and in many books it has been found. So we are kind of using it that way. The next question related to the same topic is, which of the following correctly describes the role of Speaker, Lok Sabha, Chairman, Rajya Sabha in impeachment proceedings? They can admit or reject the removal motion for removal. They are responsible for constituting the three-member inquiry committee upon admitting the motion. The first statement is correct. They can actually admit or reject the motion for removal. They are responsible for constituting the three-member inquiry committee upon admitting the motion. So here both the statements are correct. Under which articles of the Constitution does the judicial accountability mechanism operate? Right. So here Article 124 clause 4, Article 124 clause subclause 5, 217, 218. 217 and 218 are for High Court, which deals with the provisions of High Court, and Article 124 talks about the provisions of Supreme Court. So here B is the correct answer. The first two are related to Supreme Court and the later two are related to both High Court and Supreme Court are part of higher judiciary. I'm pretty sure after solving these questions, you do have some idea about, the accountability mechanism that is there in higher judiciary. The next topic which we saw in the newspaper was related to National Maritime Heritage Complex, NMHC. The NMHC is being developed under the Sagarmala program at Lothal in Gujarat. Lothal was an ancient city known for its thriving bead-making industry and advanced dockyard, which played a significant role in Harappan civilization, which we also called as the Indus Valley civilization. Right. The Sagarmala program is an integral to the development of NMHC and is being led by Ministry of Ports, Shipping and Waterways. Here, all the three statements are correct. We have also done a similar kind of question on the same topic in the last session also. See here, all the three statements are correct, and UPSC has a knack of asking, a bit of ancient, or let's say the static area. This is the static portion, and the first and the second, third statements are relatively, kind of dynamic, or let's say current affair based question. So whenever you practice a question, make sure that it has the aspect of both current affairs as well as the static portion. It will check your understanding, it will challenge you, right, in order to extend your horizon of understanding of a topic, and eventually you will be able to solve questions. So here all the three statements are correct. It's a part of the Sagarmala project and kind of global hub for maritime education and heritage tourism. The next topic is marine heat waves. What is marine heat waves? Generally, heat waves we have heard in the term of India whenever we go, whenever there's a season of summer, especially in the northern India. Even in South India, we face the similar situations, right? As per time and again during the summer times, IMD predicts that there is a kind of heat wave going to be there. For example, currently we have a cold wave kind of scenario in the northern belt. So in summers we have a heat wave going around, right? So here we are talking about marine heat waves. What are these? Actually, these are intense, prolonged, and expansive ocean warming events due to climate change. So this is also a reason because of which because of climate change, we are facing the scenario of marine heat waves. So B is the answer. The same example you can use in your mains paper as well. Whenever you're solving prelims question paper, try to make sure that you use those points as a fodder point, as an example in your mains answers also. The next question is, which of the following ecological impacts are associated with marine heat waves? Mass mortality of habitat forming species like kelps and corals, cascading trophic effects altering ecosystem productivity, enhance reproductive success in upper tropic level species. See, it will not improve the reproductive success in upper tropic levels, because it at the there are multiple tropic levels. If there is an issue going around in the lower tropic level, it will also impact the higher trophic level. So third statement is wrong. First and two is correct. So statement, option A is the correct answer. Marine heat waves lead to habitat destruction and trophic cascading effects, but upper trophic species face reduced reproductive success, not enhancement. 2014 and 16 Pacific marine heat waves have been witnessed. So you can mention this as an example. The next topic is related to Household Consumption Expenditure Survey, HCES. According to Household Consumption Expenditure Survey for 2023-24, which of the following statements are correct regarding the rise in average household consumption? Here actually you can see the rural household consumption rose at a faster pace than the urban households. This is a correct statement. The rural household consumption, as predicted, as stated by the survey conducted, rose faster than the urban house. In HCES 2023-24, the average annual monthly per capita expenditure rose by 3.53%, while that for urban scenario it grew up to only 3.48%, right? This shows that the rural consumption grew at a slightly faster pace. This is the only thing that you are understood. The next topic is related to education, which is a very important one, right? Recently, the government has come up with a notification regarding some changes in, a detention policy. So this is related to that only, the detention policy, which has been slightly, in a way, we can say that it has been tweaked a bit. So what is the new rule regarding the final exams for class 5 and class 8 students? Here, a final exam will be held at the end of class 5 and 8, and students failing will be given a second chance. This is the correct statement. A final exam will be held at the end of class 5 and class 8, and students failing will give a second chance. See, the new rule mandates that students in class 5 and 8 will undergo a final exam. If they fail, they will be given, some time so that they can prepare and, improve and actually pass the examination. But if they fail again, it will lead to detention. This is the point that you have to remember. This was not earlier, right? Again, the same topic and the similar question. As per the recent Ministry of Education notification, what is the process followed when a student fails in the final examination for class 5 and class 8? The student is expelled after the first failure. No, this is not the right statement. The student is allowed to attend school without formal assessments. No, this is not the right statement. The student is promoted to the next class automatically. This was done earlier, not now. This, the statement which is correct is the student is provided with an additional instruction and re-examined after 2 months. This is the correct statement, right? So this is all for today. I hope you got some insights, some idea, and try to practice the type of questions that we are doing. All the very best. Thank you.